Hi guys, so talking today about the timing. So I thought about that because I actually met a business owner who literally got 5 different businesses, generating like a few millions per month and working only 5 hours a day. So it literally generates millions and millions working just 5 hours a day, Monday to Friday. So that's 25 hours a week. I find that crazy when I realized how much hours I work. And that's just crazy because anytime I don't really feel like working, so I really enjoy what I do. So I tend to think that okay, it's not work, so I can have like I can always accept some work. But first of all, I realized lately that I felt tired, what I was not really used to anymore. I normally got a lot of energy, so I felt tired. So there's definitely something that is not ideal or efficient in what I do. And on top of that, not only I feel tired, but compared to that person working 5 hours a day, 25 hours a week, I cannot really say that I have more work to do. So obviously, I really thought about this quite a lot lately, and it's really a question of timing. And I have to admit that I could be much more efficient in becoming efficient. So one element that I was thinking lately, that was a lesson I learned a few years ago, and that's crazy how many lessons we have but that we don't really utilize. And it was about the difference between being um, patient, impatience versus impatience, patience. And that was a lesson that she shared with one of the at the really beginning of my journey into marketing, and it was a lesson told by Ty Lopez, and that was very interesting because there's a lot of truth. So they said that it says that there are two categories of people. You got the patient, impatient, and those people are people that it will take them years or hours to decide to do something, and then what they decide what they're going to do, as soon as they get some kind of issue, some kind of challenges, they will literally change direction. Crazy. That's crazy, but that's the case of most people. And then on the other side, you will have people that would be impatient, patient. So it means that they will have some idea and they will actually try to implement, execute really quickly the idea. Okay, but once they have the idea, they will stick to it. Obviously, there's no never black or white, but I found that lesson really relevant because that remind me the importance in a way of taking action really quickly, but also being resilient. So that's definitely something I want to apply a little more rigorously. The concept of being uh, impatient patience. So I got an idea, you know, trying to quickly implement the idea, not to think to overthink things because of overthinking can really kill it. So that's what the idea I really want to implement. So for me, for today, Mindset Monday, this is really what I just wanted to share. The importance of taking some time to strategize. Of course, we cannot be reckless, but really to be okay. Do you know what? I got an idea, trying to really quickly implement that idea, and then once I got the idea, I stick to it. It doesn't mean that the idea is not to be stubborn and not to make any kind of a change. That would be just crazy. No, the idea is to have an idea and to stick to it. To obviously, when there's some kind of a challenge, to see what can be done to deal with the challenge. But instead of giving up completely and changing direction to making like a 180 degrees or whatever, you really stick to it. So now that I got that idea in mind, it's really now about how can I do with my activities at the moment. As I mentioned, for a few weeks, I felt tired. So it's really about me now, really just reminding me that a concept of impatient patience, and to be like, okay, do you know what? What you're gonna do, Tevin? You're gonna take less work, less commitment, you know, and just focus on the fewer commitment that I have, and putting there my energy. So those are the two elements that I really wanted to share with you. Actually, to just share with myself. Really important to stick to what I'm um, I've committed to, uh, but also to make sure that I actually don't take too much. So I don't especially know if you guys, and feel free to let me know. Oh, the business fee is real. I'm really impatient with my business. Oh, yeah, definitely not the only one. Yeah, definitely not the only one. Um, and as I mentioned to you, and actually, this definitely someone I would also recommend you to connect with. A lot of a really great idea. I think she really represents the new era of professional of a well-being professional, so people that are really into helping people to deal with the emotions, but at the same time will also understand that actually your business is what is going to help you to actually help a maximum number of people. And even if it's not easy, but it's really nice for me to see that more and more wellness professionals are actually trying to understand that balance, between helping other people but also being business minded. So she definitely got a few projects. I will recommend you, especially if you are a woman. Now the fear is real, for sure, and for all of us, I would say. Um, I'm really impatient with my business. Um, yeah. So the once again, the idea for impatient here with a patient impatient versus impatient patient is to really realize that, let me see, that's a long term game. So to be impatient, that makes you okay want the result too quickly and making some kind of a mistake, or you make some kind of mistake because you just want to do things very quickly. Or what's happened is when you got that kind of a challenge, what's happening with the impatience is that you try not to change direction completely, and that's what the theory wanted you to avoid. So prioritizing is so important. I love the concept of compassionate approach to supporting other to support themselves. Yeah, definitely. I really like that, and that's definitely something that you do really really well. I think to have like a compassionate approach. So once again, that's what is really interesting for me, because those are live that I'm doing every Monday. It's really about the mindset, but it's sometimes me talking to myself. So hopefully that resonates with you guys. But it's once again, I would say that it's really me talking to myself, because I'm also in the trenches, like you. So I'm doing some mistakes, but I really like the idea to reflect about those mistakes and to share those lessons. You know what Warren Buffett says? I think that's Warren Buffett. Buffett, sorry, uh, who said that it is true that we learn from our mistakes, but no one has ever said that those mistakes needed to be our own mistakes. So I'm rephrasing, that's not exactly the quote, I guess, but this is the idea. So I'm actually on my own journey, on that journey, I'm lucky to have mentors. I'm really selective with people I got around me. So I really make sure that I got quality people around me. So I'm learning from those people that got 10, 20 years of experience on me. And sometimes the funny thing is that even they don't have 10, 20 years, but the level of success that they have achieved definitely put them on that level where they are 10, 20 years, ahead of me. So I'm learning from those people, but I'm also doing making my own mistakes and learning from them. So I'm learning from other people's mistakes. I'm learning for my own mistakes, and hopefully, with the sharing here, other people can also learn from my experience, my mistakes. That's definitely the way I see the future of business. It's not just one person thinking about, okay, how can it go uh, as far as possible, as high as possible, but really to have that kind of a mentality where people are really looking to help each other and to contribute to each other's success. So yes, that's definitely what the way I see things. So what else happened to me since last week? That's has been quite impactful. Um, I think that the most impactful was really that person that I met who mentioned to me that he works 5 hours, and it was confirmed. So I know that's not just someone talking for the sake of talking, but that was really impacting. That's impactful to see a person working just 5 hours a day, 5 days a week, and managing 5 successful businesses, 25 hours per week. When I listen to this, I'm literally ashamed. Not ashamed because obviously that's a journey. That's just a way of talking. But I just realized when I mentioned that how much more efficient I could be. So, uh, so thinking about that person is so efficient compared to me that he still have the time. Obviously, if you work 25 hours, you can imagine that he got the time to do sport. I love sport, but actually, I don't really spend enough time doing sport, and that's crazy because I really love sport. You know, so I'm sacrificing in a way sport. Um, what else? Time with friends and family. Even if I have to say that I'm quite selective, so I don't really need to meet so many people. I always meet the same people, but I know that I could spend more time with those people for sure. People in my family. Uh, so yes, but that was definitely a really good reminder for me. So that was, I think, what impacted me the most. Another thing that really was really positive for me was to yeah, now that I've decided to slow down a little, and that's really a challenge for me. Uh, I literally need to force myself to slow down, not to, and that's crazy because I don't really force myself to slow down so I can rest more. I'm actually accepting that I need to slow down if I want to be able to help more people. Okay, and by helping, I'm not just talking about I'm also talking about having a more successful business. So business is not so much obviously how much you earn, but the success of the business is also uh, I would say how much you earn, but there's a difference for sure. I think by earning a certain amount of money in half the time. so so yeah, so those are the what I'm gonna be working on now. Working less hours, So be much more efficient with the hours I'm using to do the work, and spending more time for, not for myself, because I can do that, but with important people, people that are not going to be there forever. Okay, guys. So I'm gonna stop here. So remember, so that was for me the main takeaway: patient impatient versus impatient patience. Once again, that was a lesson I learned long time ago from Ty Lopez. And patient impatient, that would be those people that take ages to make a decision, to take a decision, about a business they want to start, about an idea they have. And as soon as they will have some kind of a challenge, what they will do, instead of tackling that the challenge and staying with that idea, they will actually use a kind of the escape and change direction. So you don't want to do that. What you want to do, or what is recommended to do, you decide what is best for you, is actually to be the opposite: impatient, patient. So that means that, actually, imagine that you got an idea. So you got an idea. Don't be crazy, of course, but you got an idea. Just implement the idea, especially in that era and today, we can literally have an idea, try to implement this. It's read as a failure, you're going to be able to move to something else. Okay, but as soon as you have an idea, don't overthink. It's really be impatient to implement that. Realize that you are not going to live for 300 years. So you got an idea, you think about it, you can quite quickly have some kind of a feeling if yes or not that makes sense. You implement that idea, and then you become patient. Okay, you got that strategy, and you know that yes, you're gonna stay with that idea uh, until it become successful. Dealing with the challenges that coming your way. Okay, guys. So thank you very much, and we speak on Thursday. Remember also that the LinkedIn training is on. Really good feedback about the training. If you want to get more information, yeah, just let me know, and I will get back to you. Okay, so that's a 4 weeks training, and you will be amazed. Thank you, guys. Speak to you soon. Bye bye.